I just thought we were going to start having a regular conversation and then kind of start recording whenever, but.
Oh, we're recording.
Oh.
We're recording. Yeah, so yesterday was New Year's Eve.
It was New Year's Eve, yes.
Dear Diary, yesterday was New Year's Eve. I have a picture that I took when I was leaving work. I was the only car, not the only car in the parking lot, but the only car in my section. Like as you know, the exit I'm talking about. You go
yes,
out,
yes.
you see that row of parking. I was the only one. I was the last one standing in that row.
And what time did you leave? Regular time?
No, a little earlier, 4:15.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I think I remember that. I didn't leave my office, so I'm in a different building than he is, until 5:30, which on New Year's Eve is...
Crazy.
Yes.
I don't know.
Very late.
You weren't even working on work stuff. I hope your boss isn't listening.
I know, right? No, I wasn't, but I had just finished up work stuff, and then I wanted to get a couple other personal things done before I left, so that's what I was doing. But it was really weird because you could hear a pin drop
in your office.
Yes, at that time. And oh man,
was there anyone left in your office though when you left?
So when I left, I was the only car on the back side of where I park, and that includes like everyone down in Bakery too.
Sure.
So there were no cars there. But right before I left, I thought I heard someone cough in my area down the way. So I was thinking, oh, someone's here. But
that's kind of what I was getting at. Is like, did you see anyone as you left, like in cubicles or anything?
No, not at all. And it was very quiet. But then when I heard the person cough, I'm like, oh, there's someone else here still. And then I kind of got freaked out and just left because I'm like, I don't know if I'm just hearing things now or what. But yeah, it's late for New Year's Eve, but it was a very productive day. So
That's good. Well, and on top of that, so you left work late.
Mm-hmm.
And it was, when I left, the roads were getting bad. It was kind of freezing rain, switching over to snow.
Yes.
You didn't even come home right away.
I didn't, no. I got your text and then I was on my way to Walmart. So then when I got to the parking lot, then I had texted you back. But it was one of those things where when I got out, I'm like, okay, yes, it is really bad. Do I go to Walmart? No, I probably don't need to. But then I was thinking, I've been wanting the cereal that I have not gotten.
That's literally why you went?
Yes. Yes, because I've been craving this cereal that we haven't had in our house forever. And
Can you name drop it or no?
No, just a cereal.
Okay.
I'm not going to name drop it on here.
This is Fiber One?
No, it's just more of like a snacky, security thing, whatever. So anyways, I've been craving it for the past couple days, probably the past week. And I just haven't gotten to the store. I've forgotten about it. And then, with the kids being sick and daycare, whatever. So I'm like, okay, there's finally an evening where, we don't have plans because we didn't have plans at that time.
We did. We discussed that in the last episode.
Yeah, but not that day.
Sure.
Because we decided, okay, we're not going to do that. So despite the weather, I'm like, no, I want to go get my cereal because I want a bowl of cereal tonight and I'll probably want it tomorrow morning. And if the roads are still bad, I know I'm not going to want to go out tomorrow morning.
You know what this reminds me of? You telling that story reminds me of, you've seen the 40-Year-Old Virgin, right?
Yeah.
When they're like talking about what he did in the weekend. He's like, oh, I really wanted, was it egg salad or something like that?
I don't remember.
So he's like, I went to the store, got everything. Long story short, he's saying everything he did. And well, by the end of it, I didn't even want it. I put in all the effort. I didn't even want it.
Oh, that's awesome.
But anyways,
no, not the case here.
You had a bowl then?
I had a bowl that night and this morning and then again tonight. And it's glorious.
So it paid off.
Yes.
That's good.
But anyways, yeah, the roads were bad. I went slow. They got worse as the evening went on, but...
Yeah, we weren't out and about.
I know. I was glad, actually, because coming back, when you go up the hill by the airport, the whole road was just covered in snow. You couldn't
Was anyone
see.
else on the road?
A few cars.
I got stuck behind. I say this lovingly. I got stuck behind a snowplow.
Oh,
and like I said, when I came home, it
That's
was like
good.
freezing rain. So he was laying down some salt for me. I ended up passing him though on a nice stretch.
Oh.
But anyways, yeah, we didn't have plans last night. And you told me this morning you're bummed about how we celebrated. But in my defense, you can probably hear I'm coming down with a cold or the plague or something. I think I was in bed by 10:30.
Yeah. Because yes, it was around that time. Because I got ready for bed, and it was probably 10:30 when I got ready for bed, and then when I came out of the bathroom, you were already sleeping.
I was dozing.
Oh, but it was just shortly after 10:30, and that's fine. I was exhausted too, and like, man, I didn't even stay up to watch the ball drop. Man, that's saying a lot.
I know, and is this your favorite holiday? Because you've mentioned that before to me. It's a big deal to you.
It is a big deal.
And a few times, at least once or twice, we've gone up to the Twin Cities.
Oh, I know.
Do you have, speaking of New Year's, do you have a favorite? I'm going back into memories, but is there one particular New Year's Eve that stands out in your mind? Memorable, I guess I should say.
Oh, goodness. I've had so many, but I feel like...
One that takes the cake.
Not one that...
No goose that stands alone?
I don't think so. And honestly, all of my best memories of New Year's, Twin Cities for sure.
With me?
Well, you were at the Rose Bowl, I think 2 of those years.
Good point. Ooh, I forgot about that because I asked the question to you thinking of what my response would be. Yeah. I forgot about those.
Well, and I remember being out with Janae and Colin, and I don't know, just Minneapolis is such a gorgeous city, and I love being there for New Year's because there's just life, and it's so different than Madison.
You know what the best is? I can't remember. I think one of the times, I think I was up there twice with you.
Yes,
I believe.
I think so.
It's nice when you're like walking home at the end of the night, and if it's lightly snowing, excuse me, it makes everything sound so quiet and like peaceful.
Oh,
being out in like a nice light snow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
No, yeah, but I don't have one that sticks out. I think anytime I've been to the cities and I've been out with my friends, with you there, it's always magical. I just love it.
Now, have you ever done the Times Square, New York City?
No, and that's not even on my bucket list.
Why not?
I don't know.
I've done it. I did it with my brother.
I know, and that's amazing. And every year I have to watch the Times Square one.
Sure.
On ABC. I don't like the NBC, Fox, whatever. It has to be the Ryan Seacrest, Dick Clark,
Rest his soul.
Yep, Rockin' New Year's Eve. And it looks magical every time. And that's why I love watching the ball drop there. Because then they just, span out to the crowd, and it's just like the life there.
Can I give you a spoiler alert then?
Yeah.
So you're not planning on doing that ever?
Well,
because I don't want to ruin the magic, but I'll give you like a behind the scenes if you want.
Well, I'm not planning right now. I just think you have to get there super early, and I don't want to stand for 4 or 5 hours.
No, before. I mean that's obviously one part of it. It's kind of a crapshoot. You kind of, for instance, last night when we were watching on TV, weather plays a big role.
Oh,
once you're in, you're like locked in. So I'm trying to think. When I went with my brother, I believe it was 2009 going into 2010. So it would have been the 2010, I guess, ball drop.
Yeah.
And we went out there mainly for that, and then touristy things. I want to say we got to our spot at like 4 p.m.
What?
And we weren't. I couldn't even show you on a map where we were. It's just one of those things like, oh, there's a crowd starting to form. We better go get our spot, which we don't know what our spot is. We just get there. Because really, I mean, you're looking up at it. So any spot, as long as you're there, is a good spot, as long as you can see it, essentially, right? So I think we got there at like 4. So you're standing there for 8 hours. Yeah, I mean, it's a marathon. It's almost like an endurance competition or race or whatever,
I believe
your legs, you can't really move too much, and if it's cold out, your legs are just kind of really frozen. But it's fun. It's one of those things. I don't think I would ever do it again, but it's one of those things that I would always tell people, like, you kind of have to experience it.
Yeah.
And even now, like, describing it, I don't want to like ruin it for anyone. But we met some people behind us who I actually am still in contact with and friends. She was a beauty pageant person, super nice. But I remember they were like complaining. We were probably there we're 2 hours, 3 hours in, and they're like, oh, "We have to go pee." It's like, well, did you think there was going to be porta potties or something? Because there really isn't. I mean, you're there, and I think I did see yesterday, news agencies like talking about how people wear diapers or whatever, adult diapers. We didn't, but
wow.
yeah, I mean, you got to hold it for about 8 hours.
Well, that's intense, and that does not really sound humane.
Yeah. Well, and yeah, what did they say last night? Seacrest was saying, like, it was pouring last night. No umbrellas because it's like a security thing.
Yep.
So there's that. No alcohol. I can't even remember if when we went we could take water bottles in. I think we could. I can't remember. Don't quote me. I don't know. It's not all it shook up to be, but
sure, no, and that's kind of my opinion of what I gather just, watching through the years on TV. And especially last night when it was pouring and Seacrest had said, can't bring umbrellas, you really can't. It's just your body.
Sure.
That's there.
There is something to say
man.
about, sorry to cut you off. It's kind of like when you're at a concert and there's just that kind of, you feel the electricity in the air.
Yes.
I mean, there's something to be said about that.
Yeah, no, good point.
But aside from that, like the ball drops and like, I kid you not, 15 minutes after midnight, the place is just scattering like rats.
Wow.
Like people are just going their own way. And we were, because at that time we're spent standing for 8 hours, not eating or drinking pretty much. We just went back to the hotel. I'm sure there was probably bars and stuff that you could probably get into, but we didn't even try. It was such a long day. And I can't remember if that was the day we went to the Today Show, which I was on, by the way. I don't know if you ever knew that.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
I think that might have been the same day, or it was the day before, like regardless. And for that, we were up at like 3:30 or 4 in the morning to be down there, but I don't know, not all it's cracked up to be. So anyways, last night, what did you do? Because you didn't want to watch a movie with me, so I watched a movie and you just stayed upstairs.
I know, I didn't want to watch a movie because I like watching Rockin' New Year's Eve on ABC. I like the performances and just kind of what people are wearing, how the crowd is. So I wasn't doing anything to speak of.
Sure.
Just my normal whatever stuff, but I was watching it.
And were you mad at me? It sounded, when we were discussing this morning, it sounded like you were mad at me for watching a movie.
No, I definitely wasn't mad at you.
Are you sure? Because you sounded mad. And in my defense, I'll tell you, say what I said this morning. You didn't tell me. Like, I know it's like your holiday, but you didn't say, I'd really not like you to watch a movie. I'd want you to watch this with me up here.
No, I was not mad that you watched a movie.
Okay.
That wasn't it. I don't know. I think
But I'm cutting you off again. You said, I'm bummed at how we celebrated.
Yes. And so what I was going to say is that I think I was just bummed about how the whole, night transpired. Even though in the moment, and backing up a little bit, I do blame myself. I'm not mad at you. I don't blame you. I mean, in the moment last night, I didn't really want to do a heck of a lot of anything.
Sure.
I just wanted to veg out and just like not even watch a movie, just kind of be in the zone. So I think it was just the whole, I was tired. I didn't want to do anything. And then in the morning when I was re-energized or whatever, I'm like, crap, my favorite holiday. And I didn't do a damn thing about it.
Yeah. Well,
so I think I was just more bummed about myself. And in that moment, just kind of like bucking up and doing something or celebrating it in a way that I knew I wanted to celebrate it, even though I wasn't maybe motivated to do so.
I hear you. Yeah, I don't know.
It's okay.
It's not my favorite. I don't even know what my favorite holiday is, honestly. I was going to say, Not that I'm using that as an excuse, but I don't know. It's not as big of a deal to me.
No, and I get it. I totally get it. But I do have to say, it does feel different, definitely after you have kids.
Oh, really? Do you want to talk about that?
Well, no, I'm just making a point of, it was a long day. Kids are sick. You're starting to get sick. It kind of changes how you want to celebrate, I guess, per se, versus before. I mean, the reason why it's my favorite holiday because I love dressing up and all the sparkles.
And you couldn't dress up last night. Or I guess you could have, but you...
I could have. And in previous years, even, going over to our friend's house or whatever, if people are having a gathering for New Year's Eve,
sure,
I wouldn't dress up the way that I would want to because I would want to get like real fancy.
Sure.
And when I went up to the Twin Cities.
Is your tongue broke?
Dude. Twin Cities. It was just, that was part of the magic, right? It was, my best friend was there. We were getting ready together. We would plan out our outfits like months in advance and just get all jazzed up. And that's fun because you do it once a year.
Sure.
And after you have kids, it's kind of like, wow, that sounds like a lot of work to, get all jazzed up. But that's why I love it. That's why it's my favorite holiday. So I think I just need to keep reminding myself of that.
See, and that's like the differences between you and I, though. Like, you love getting dressed up, and to me, it's like a chore. Like, I you know me. I don't really like dressing up.
No, I know. And we're very different in that aspect.
But I'm glad you brought up the whole kids aspect, because I was thinking before we started recording tonight, it's like, oh, what are we going to talk about? And I was like, well, it's the day after New Year's Eve. It's New Year's Day, and it's, I don't know, 8:30 at night. And I haven't showered yet. I smell like a donkey's butt. And we didn't even go out last night. Like, I have no excuse other than the fact that we have kids and our youngest is just a tornado.
Oh, that's an understatement.
Who you didn't even want to deal with today.
I can't. I just can't. Moms, please feel me on this one. Anybody who's out there, I just can't. I mean, he drives me crazy and he's not even 2. And I know that this is going to get so much worse as
I don't know.
A teenager.
He's a boy, so I think it'll get easier.
Oh man, I hope so.
The funny thing is our 3-year-old, our lovely daughter, like, I feel like she can recognize it and like she becomes an angel when she knows like he is too much. Because she can see it, and she's even like, yeah, I'll clean up for him because you guys haven't showered.
No, she's very in tune to what's going on, and she's been amazing. Just very helpful. She has her moments, yes. She is 3, let's not forget that. But she has been very helpful in the times where Winston, our youngest, has not.
Sure. Well, in his defense, because I'm going to play devil's advocate, because he is a sweetie, he's at that age where he just can't communicate. Like, he knows he wants to communicate something, and he just can't. So he just breaks down and gets frustrated. Like, I don't know how many times today, at least 2 or 3, good tantrums, like pounding the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he knows what he wants, but he can't tell us. And one of those times, he just wanted to eat, and he only ate for like maybe a minute, and then he's like, oh yeah, I'm done with this. But I was hungry, I think, so I wanted to put something in my belly.
Okay, I'm glad you look at it that way. It's hard for me to.
I mean, that's my assumption. I don't know. He can't tell me.
Well, I know, but I just get super frustrated really quickly with him, and I don't know exactly why, but he drives me crazy.
I think it's because you guys are, I feel like you two are pretty similar.
We are?
I don't know. He's still a youngin', but
I feel like Hayden and I are more similar.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
He goes 0 to 60 like that. Mm-hmm. And I feel like you have a little bit of that. Granted, we haven't seen it in a while. And not like that you throw tantrums, but you know what I mean? The whole emotions thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm getting at.
a plug for yoga and meditation. It actually does wonders.
Yeah. I mean, I guess. I don't know.
I know it has. I credit those two things for a lot of it, but yeah, I don't know. I hope it gets better.
It will.
That's just
when
all
he
I'm
can
gonna
talk.
say.
When he can talk, he'll talk back, and then everything will be right in the world.
Right. I was trying to think the other day. I don't know when Hayden started actually talking. I thought it was pretty early.
Talking or talking back?
No, just communicating in
That's
general.
why we should have probably filled out a baby book for either of them, but...
Parents of the Year right here.
Yeah, well, we're busy.
I know. Please tell me we're not the only parents that do not have
Is that
a baby book for any of their kids.
Is
like,
that
not
a
even
thing?
just the first one.
Is that a thing, though, now? Or is it still a thing, I should say? Because I'm thinking back, I think my parents may have started one for my older brother. And I don't think they did one for me. If they did, it was very sparse. And I turned out okay, I think.
Jury's still out on that one.
But you know what I mean? I think it's more for the parents.
It is, for sure.
In this situation, we're like, yeah, when did she start talking? When did she walk? Walking was around Halloween, I believe. Ish.
Yeah, I know she was closer to like 16, 17 months.
Yeah.
Ish. I think Winston was roughly the same. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, it's good, probably, for that human to have a baby book and be like, hey, when did those things happen? But at the same time...
But what's it for them? Is it just like bragging rights? Like,
I know, but so that's my point. Then I'm like, okay, well, how many times do you really talk about that? It's really only when you're conversing with family or friends.
Right.
About something off topic that
it's almost
kind of...
benchmarking. Like, if you have 2 or 3 kids, like, well, the second kid started walking at 8 months and look at what they've achieved. Like, it has any meaning. You know what I mean? Like, and they're a lawyer. It doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean shit.
No, I know. Maybe we're just trying to justify ourselves for...
Probably. I mean, I don't know.
Not having a book for number 1 or number 2. But...
Well, we have one for Hayden. We just never filled it out, I think.
Yeah.
I bought a nice one on Amazon, I do believe.
Well, we can go back and put pictures in.
Fake it now?
Well, no, not with the writing, but just with pictures, because we do have pictures of her at every age.
Sure.
At least, that's a pro of this digital technology age. We just can capture all these moments, and I look back and, I'm sure the same with your parents. Like my mom, it was just her camera.
Pictures.
And it was that one snap in that moment, and that's all that was captured. So you really don't remember what happened before or after, regardless of if it was important or not. And it's kind of fun today,
right.
to actually not have to solely rely on our memory. We can look at Google, and Google puts together
what's
this
cool is Google
hey,
Photos.
Rediscover this day, and you're like, oh yeah, we did that in the morning, and then we went to the pumpkin patch, and then we did this at night. That's kind of cool to remember the whole day.
Yep. And it's in the cloud, unlimited. And this is gonna sound like a pitch, but that's one product of Google's I do enjoy is the photos. It'll back up all your photos and videos, unlimited.
Yeah, and you introduced me to that.
No, you did. I'm pretty sure you did.
Oh, really?
I think your friend Allie got you started on it. I thought it was in your Beachbody days.
Who told me about that? I don't remember.
Think it was me. I immediately grabbed onto it. I'm like, I did not know this existed.
Well, and I know it wasn't Allie because she had posted something on Instagram the other day.
Yeah, just lately I saw that. And I'm
asking how to back up all her photos and get them off the phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I don't know.
I thought it was her for some reason. It was someone in one of those groups that you're in.
Yeah. Anyways, genius, because then you're able to just get all your photos on there. You can delete them off your phone. You always have access to them. I guess whenever you can get to Google.
Yeah. We don't have to toot Google's horn. They got enough going on.
No, but we were talking about that.
I know, but we don't have to go into how it works and all that. People, if you're interested, you can look it up. It'll make you cry because it'll pull back montages of photos and videos. I mean, if you have kids, that's a cool thing, cool feature. I think I have an album called Damn It Google, and it has like the videos that it'll create because they're cute.
Pulls at Dad's heartstrings.
Speaking of Beachbody, though, do you want to touch on your newest adventure, or should we wait on that? And more or less, I just want to talk about it because I don't know anything about it, and you've started it.
I've started it. I know.
Do you want to talk about it or no?
Excited.
Because I have no. I have lots of questions because I don't know what it's about.
Yeah, it's probably a good full episode, but...
Well, we have a teaser now. You're only like a day in, so...
I'm only a day in, yeah. But then if I start talking about it, then I gotta, like, spill it all.
We don't have to talk... I'm just spitballing here.
No, we can chat about it. It's fine. What questions do you have?
Well, why don't you intro us? What is it?
It is a company that I'm associated with called Revital You. And
yeah, but what is it? Like, I would say if you were going to pitch it to me, like describe the product, you have to grab me in like 10 to 30 seconds. What's your pitch?
I don't like pitches. So let's
say like we were in an elevator and I saw you drinking, because it's a drink, right?
It's just coffee.
Okay, well, I see you. I'm trying to hit on you, so I'm like, hey, what's in your cup?
I'm going to say, hey, it's coffee that helps me sustain energy throughout the day, gives me mental clarity.
So it makes you poop?
No.
Okay.
It doesn't.
So continue. Mental clarity. It's coffee, though, at its base.
It's coffee at its base, but there's different ingredients that help a human body with different things. It's just a health and wellness company. And
so is it, it's like supplements, or is it
It's supplements, yeah.
Okay.
But a big thing that attracted me to it is the fact that it's in the form of coffee, which is, as anyone could tell you that knows me even remotely well, is my life.
That's your drug of choice.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. Have to have it in some form every single day. If I don't, I get a little weird. Anyways, so it's in the form of coffee. They also have hot cocoa and just capsules that you can take. But they all help you with the same thing. They're not there to, replace one another. It's more of an add-on. And for me, I saw it on Facebook. They
got you.
No, I was intrigued by it because it was coffee. That's something that, is close to my heart. As weird as that sounds, it really is true. And so I reached out to the person that had posted, and you get free samples, so you try it for free. And it's just a packet that you put in hot or cold water, and you can add whatever you want to it. It's not like you have to drink it.
Okay, so you don't have to. That's how you brew it, though. It's kind of like what is that called? Like instant coffee type thing?
Yeah. So it's like any of the instant ones you can see.
So you can put it in your like backpacker person on the go.
Oh, yeah. It's literally like the Crystal Light on the go.
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
Things. So, yeah, you can add it and then you put whatever you want in it. It's not like you have to drink it plain or drink it within 15 minutes and then do this after, whatever. It literally is, my instant coffee. So I add a little bit of honey, cinnamon, and soy milk, which is what I normally have with a regular hot coffee.
Okay.
And for me, I saw the benefits right away. And that's not, to say that everyone will, because everyone is different.
Sorry to interrupt. Did you mention the benefits, or like what does it claim? Because I don't know. They can't just pitch it on that it's just coffee. You said something about mental clarity and.
Yep. So for me, it helped with mental clarity. So I felt more focused at work. Eliminates the brain fog. So kind of, for me, I can relate it back to like a pregnancy brain where it's just like, I can't remember anything. It just kind of helps, bring you focus to what you're doing.
Okay.
a big thing for me is I didn't need my second afternoon cup of coffee because that led to other health issues that I had in the past, where I was drinking a huge one in the morning and then in the afternoon I'd go out and get a second huge one. And that was causing other issues.
How big we talking?
Well, I would go to Dunkin' Donuts and get their biggest one.
A jug?
Which was probably like 24 ounces.
Eesh. I don't even drink that much water in a day, I don't think.
I know. I'm telling you. And it's one of those things, I knew what was happening, but I just didn't know what else to do. So that was a big thing for me because I'm like, I'm always down for trying anything once. I'll try it. I'll see how I feel.
Well, especially if it's coffee, right?
Especially if it's coffee, but I've done it with a lot of other.
So then how'd you go down the rabbit hole? You found it on Facebook. You reached out to this person that was pandering it. I don't know. How did you find it? She just had a post, or he had a post, or it was an ad?
It was an ad, but it was more personalized, I guess. And it was in one of the neighborhood groups, I guess, like buy-sell trade groups.
Okay.
So it was one of those things where a lot of these MLM companies are coming in and people are posting just in different groups that they're in this ad that doesn't say the company. They're just like, hey, do you want to lose weight or have more energy? And, da, 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 da.
So it pitches that too. You lose weight with it?
Yep. So that's another one of the benefits. You lose weight. A lot of the testimonials that I've been reading, it's just because it helps to suppress your appetite. And when I was taking it, I took it right away in the morning and, still had my regular oatmeal for breakfast. And I didn't get hungry till 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
When would you normally get hungry?
Oh, if I just had my coffee and my regular oatmeal.
Right.
Around lunchtime, 11:30.
Noonish? Okay.
11:30, I'd be like, okay, I need to figure out what's for lunch.
So it stretched you an extra couple hours or so.
Yeah.
Do you think that's really what's happening, or do you think it's a little placebo effect, or?
No, because honestly, I didn't know anything going into it. I just knew it was coffee and it was going to help, with energy, basically.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, well, let me really see, because I'm kind of on this kick where I'm like trying new things. And I had tried another company that's really big out there. I had tried their product, kind of said the same thing. It's just supposed to help improve this and this and this. And I feel like I had adverse effects. And so I didn't like it at all. And I stopped it. And it was, again, like a 3-day trial. So I'm always interested to see, how these different products react to my body and, what comes of it. But this one, it could be a little bit of placebo effect for sure. But
everyone's gonna react differently too, right? So
yeah, I mean, you can't promise anything. It's coffee, which I love, and I felt more benefits than other things that I've had in the past, and just more benefits than just the regular cup of coffee that I used to have.
Okay.
Because then I eliminated that afternoon cup, and I didn't get a headache, because that would be the first thing that I would know that I would need something.
Because you're addicted to caffeine.
Yeah. And so I didn't need that. I felt more energized coming home from work. And that was another huge thing, because when I get home from work, I'm drained, because I really pour my heart out at work, and I love my job. So I'm really dedicated to it. So at the end of the day, when I get home, I'm drained. And that was one thing that I noticed in the first couple of days. I came home, and even going to the couch and doing my regular computer stuff, whatever. Normally, once I relax, I get really tired.
Yeah.
So
and then you get cranky and don't want to do anything.
Yeah, for sure. And so then I relaxed, but I felt like I still had clarity and I still had energy to do whatever. And that part I loved. So there were a lot of different benefits that I personally love in my life and how it reacted with my body. So I jumped on because I believe.
Cool.
So it's fun. I mean, it's coffee, so it's one of my what do they call that?
I have no idea. Passions, love, lust.
Well, like, you know, you have like a shield and like different patches or
I didn't do Boy Scouts. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well, I like it, so I'm doing
What are you talking about?
Like
people can't see your hand right now.
Patches of armor or like
badges of honor?
Badges of yeah, badges.
I have no idea.
I don't think that makes sense. But I'm really trying to say
I think your coffee is wearing off.
It's a badge. It's one of my badges that like helps me live.
Okay. Well, on that note, I don't drink coffee. But my mother-in-law got me a beautiful Yeti for Christmas. And I put tea in it every morning. And I feel fantastic.
And that's totally fine.
See, I'm not big with what gets me about caffeine. Probably why I never got into coffee, really. I think caffeine makes you poop. Like, I think it's a diuretic or a laxative. And I don't have problems pooping, so if I have too much of it, like I poop too much, I feel like.
Have you ever really tested that theory?
That I poop too much?
If you drink coffee, you poop more?
Oh, yeah. I've not had much coffee, but when I do, I usually have to go to the bathroom relatively quick.
Well, yeah, because coffee does that. It helps.
I don't like that. I have my cycle I'm on.
Okay.
Why are you yelling at me?
I'm not yelling at you.
No, I don't know. I just prefer my tea.
No, and that's totally fine. There's a lot of tea drinkers out there. Which, you know, could be one thing that someone could say, hey, I don't drink coffee, so I'm not interested.
Yeah, when did that, was it Revital U? When are they going to have a tea product? Or are they just sticking with coffee and cocoa?
I don't know.
And capsules, you said. I don't know.
And capsules. I don't know. They're a pretty new company, so.
How new?
You
didn't do your homework?
No.
Oh, man. Are they legit then?
Yeah. I mean, they're like a couple years maybe.
Okay. Well, you know.
So they're pretty new.
I'm pretty skeptical of the MLMs things.
I know.
Just because I don't really believe in their philosophies, but if they do help people and are doing good, I have no reason to poo-poo them.
Poo-poo. No, and that's fair. That's fair. And
to each their own, right?
Yeah, and I've been with obviously a lot of MLM companies, as you know, because you've been with me on these journeys.
Should we count the ways?
Love you. And
excuse me.
Honestly, though, I don't get into something that I don't feel passionate about. You can attest to that, right?
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
I mean, the companies that I've been a part of, I've loved their products, and I feel like they really do work.
Can we talk about the MLMs, though? Because I feel like they target a very specific audience in terms of who they want their consultants to be, quote unquote.
I don't agree with that.
No?
Not who they want their consultants to be. Are you kidding me? You can look at any MLM and it's really
vast.
Oh, yeah. You get a lot of older people. You get a lot of younger people, millennials. Everyone in between.
Hear me out and don't get mad.
Yeah.
I feel like they primarily target the kind of stay-at-home mom or the mom that wants like a little extra side cash because it should be easy to work from home.
I don't agree with that.
But is that a fair assessment in terms of what they kind of...
From an outsider looking in, sure.
The working from home is what I'm getting at. Like, oh, you don't have to put in... You have to put in effort, but you're only going to make money... You only get in what you... you only get out what you put in.
Yeah, kind of thing. But that's not a surprise to anyone, and it's not really something that an MLM needs to advertise. Because that's what they are, essentially. They are working from home. You can work all of these from home. You can either have a full-time job and have it on the side, or you can do it full-time. Up to you.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like your typical like sign with a company, you're there 9 to 5
Yeah. I don't know.
thing.
We don't have to get into it, but you know my stance on them. I support you in what you do. I'm just skeptical of most MLMs.
Yeah, and I think that's fair. I would think that it would be weird if you were the opposite, quite frankly. So I'm glad that.
Is that a dig on me and my personality?
No, I think that's the nice thing about our relationship. I mean, if you were to sit there and be like, I think it's great. I believe in the products too. I've never tried them, but my wife's all about it. So I'm there. Like, that would be a little weird.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Ooh, I was thinking of something that I wanted to talk about. And it just came back in my mind. Going back to the New Year's discussion. Sorry, we're jumping around.
Yeah.
One thing I think would be fun, because we talked the other day about maybe having it here at some point, maybe ship the kiddos off somewhere and have all our friends over. I think it would be kind of fun to do like a live stream.
What does that entail?
Well, just like a Facebook Live or even on YouTube or something like that. Because I'm thinking, for me, maybe it's just my personality and I don't know, voyeuristic like that. But like, I had no interest watching like Rockin' New Year's Eve or anything like that.
Oh, sure.
However, and I've brought this up to like my band to try to do like a live stream of our performance or something like that. It would be cool if a bar would do live music and do a live stream for like New Year's Eve. That'd be cool, number one.
Mm-hmm.
But a close second for me would be like if one of my good friends was having a party that we couldn't make it to. It would have been cool if they could have somehow set up a webcam or something in a main area and just kind of live streamed it.
True. That would have been cool. I would have loved that.
Right? So I'm thinking, well, it would have been cool if, or in the future, if we have something and I set up a camera somewhere in one of the main areas just to live stream it out. Because for people like us who our plans fell through because we didn't have babysitters and then we were stuck at home and we're in bed by 10:30. But it would be nice that way you have that sense of ringing in the new year with people,
Yeah, true. I like that. I'd be down
Mark
with
that down. I want to start kind of doing live streams anyways. I think it'd be fun because you can interact with people. With this setup, with the microphones that we've got now, which were actually really cheap, and then just hooking up a camera somehow.
So is it kind of like Facebook Live?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was thinking. Because I think I would rather do it on Facebook Live because then it's restricted to just your friends.
Right.
And if you were on YouTube, all of a sudden you got people from wherever finding your stream. I don't know. Maybe you can make it private. You probably can, but I have no idea how that works. I just thought it'd be cool.
No, I like that idea. So people could comment and then you could comment back, or is it just more of like...
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted someone manning the computer camera all night.
Well, I wouldn't want to, but I wouldn't want people to jump on and trying to be like talking.
Well, I mean, maybe you check it every half hour or something like that. Or maybe somehow try to make it interactive. I don't know how you would, because the one thing I didn't consider music. I don't think you can have music in live stream because you get shut down for copyright.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Facebook Lives. You just have to put something in the post, I think, before. This is not my music.
That's an old wives' tale, I think.
Is it?
I don't think that would work.
Well, honestly...
It's like all the posts I've seen lately of like, oh, because of the Copyright Act, all these things are going to go public unless you copy and paste this into your Facebook status. Come on, people. Those are all fake.
Well, yes.
If I see so many of my friends doing that. Sometimes the older crowd is like, I really want to unfriend you because of that.
Well, in their defense, they don't know any better.
I know, but it's like the emails back in the day where you get forwarded like these silly emails. You remember those? I don't have an example, but you know what I'm talking about, like chain mail. Is that what it was called?
It was called chain mail.
Oh my God.
My grandma still sends me those.
Chain mails?
Oh, yeah. Because it's like forward in the subject line. And then it's
she also had a virus on her computer.
Oh, yeah, she did. I mean, it's that generation, which is kind of funny because they're like just now grasping like the internet is a thing. And then they're like so behind the times that
I know,
they're
but
still on like the chainmail.
I feel like
thing.
it'd be so beneficial for even like our parents' age. Like I'm trying to get my dad into like podcast and Reddit and all these other things because he's not milking cows anymore. So he's got a little bit more free time. He reads books and watches movies and stuff. But the internet is such a fascinating place that he could really go down the rabbit hole and find things that he's truly interested in and learn a lot about.
That is true.
Even with your dad the other day, we were talking, he saw these microphones downstairs. He lit up like a Christmas tree. I had no idea that he likes doing like voiceover stuff.
Oh, yeah. That's like his dream.
That fascinated me. And then we started talking, and I was like, well, do you listen to any podcasts? And he's like, no. I'm like, he's a big sports guy. I'm like, there are so many good sports ones out there that you could really check out because he's got a relatively lengthy commute, at least a half an hour or so.
Yeah, at least.
So, I mean, he could, an hour podcast, he could knock out in one day's commute.
I know. He's so funny, though, because he's the type that, would probably prefer no music or just.
Oh, and that's what he said. He goes, currently, I drive with the radio off.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, it's a good way to clear your mind and think about life and what you need to get done or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's funny.
So yeah, anyways, live stream.
Yeah, I like that idea. I like that idea for sure. And then that way I could get dressed up because I'd be like,
Well, I mean, hypothetically, I'm saying that we would have a party going on here while the live stream was going on. So yeah, you would be dressed up. I'm not saying it would just be us two live streaming us in our pajamas.
No, no, I get that. But that's more of a reason to dress up.
Because you're going to be on camera?
Well, yeah, if you're going to be streaming it, I want to be in my sparklies.
Oh my gosh. Well, yeah, fair enough.
I mean, otherwise, if it's, just a whatever thing, I would maybe wear just like a sweater and jeans.
No, you wouldn't.
No, I know I wouldn't.
You were saying that.
I would not. I would not. It's my favorite holiday.
I got nothing else. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, not currently.
No? Once again, we're still like trying to figure this out in our trial phase, if you will.
I'm just really excited about my new adventure.
Yeah, I am too. I hope it is good for you and what you want out of it.
Yeah, it's going to help internally with a lot of stuff.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I mean, we've had these talks before. Like, so going back, like I was saying, this is a trial type thing for us, just kind of chatting on a couch. We're doing it for us. So my advice to you with your new adventure, do it for you. And then what you get out of it, share with the world. Because I'm assuming that's kind of their spiel anyways, but.
Yeah, and I've learned from the past, companies that I've been with, I've learned a lot about kind of how to do things. And
it boils down to you.
I know. And now I'm getting to the point where I just get too like sucked into the whole, okay, this is how you got to do it. And you got to do it this way. And
Be a trailblazer.
And then I'm like, oh crap, I did that wrong. And then I just like get all nervous and weird. And yeah, going into this one, I'm like, no, I'm just gonna not do any of that and just have no rules.
You do your own thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I drink it anyway, so it's just more or less sharing my experience,
drinking it
with it.
You should do like a how to mix it with alcohol, or is it not? Do they not condone that? Because that would be kind of cool.
I mean,
get some of the hot cocoa ones and be like, hey, this is your pregame for a cold fall football game. I don't know. I'm spitballing here.
Yeah, I don't want to go down that route.
Okay, fair enough. That's why I don't do these things.
But yeah.
I would probably get I don't know if MLMs kick anyone out. I would probably get kicked out of them because we're like, you're kind of bastardizing our product.
Yeah. It's just something I wouldn't do. I wouldn't
Mix it.
drink that with alcohol.
All right, fair enough.
I'm sure if I was into that, I would try it and let you all know. But
fair enough.
I'll stick with my capsules and hot cocoa.
You get the capsules too?
Well, I have a pack coming of all of them, so I can see.
We didn't talk price. Do we want to talk price?
I don't know offhand, but
okay. No worries. I knew you had the free. You talked about the free. What was it, 3-day?
Yeah. So that is a thing though, like company wide.
Sure.
So you can just reach out to whoever.
Okay.
Myself, whatever, and you get samples, and that's a thing. Like you could just sign up or email, whatever, fill out the form, and you get the 3-day sample.
Sure,
so you
sure.
can try it. Because the company, and I do believe in this too, you kind of have to try it for yourself before you figure out.
Yeah, well, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Is like everyone's going to react differently, and I don't know what ingredients are in it. Not that it would trigger an allergic reaction, but maybe some people maybe it's too much for their system, or someone's sensitive to something.
Yeah, for sure. And that's why they're very much a proponent of, sample. See how it works for you before you decide anything.
Sure.
So that's what I did. And I just think that the product works for me, and that's why I'm into it. But it's not to say it's for everyone.
Cool. Well, I got nothing else. We were lame on New Year's. That's pretty much all we really wanted to talk about. But like I said, we're doing this for us. And if you're listening, cool. Thank you. And I guess bye-bye. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.